Okay. So previously we spoke about what are all the applications and tools. We spoke about tokenization, stable coins, lending, borrowing, what is staking, liquidity, AMMs, and governance, etc. Let's talk about some basic DeFi language that we need to know to become more comfortable with this DeFi space. So AMMs, we spoke about this already in the previous slide. That is automated market making, one thing. Second is ATH, which is all-time high. This people talk about it to forecast its future, a coin's future, like because it touched this much, maybe it can go down this much. Maybe it touched this much, the next resistance can be here, somewhere around that. So ATH, all-time high, is also one of the most important metric that people look into when they are looking into any project. Now the bonding curves. Bonding curves is basically a equation, or you can say, the equation, a mathematical equation, or the curve that defines the relationship between the demand and supply in any project. Demand and supply of tokens. So depending on the bonding curve, also people take some important decisions, whether to that how is the next price going to go, like say for example a burning is happening or some new tokens are getting minted. So how is the demand supply of dynamic of this particular coin going to go? So even depending on the bonding curves, people take important decisions. Now CEX, where central exchanges. So we spoke about the market making bots, all the and other things, right? So Binance, Hobby, KuCoin, etc., all this comes under central exchanges where people can trade cryptocurrency one against the other. Say trading USDT against Bitcoin, etc. DEX is again decentralized exchange. So Uniswap is one best example for that. There is Sushi, there is PancakeSwap, etc. All this comes under decentral exchanges where there is no central exchange that is giving any liquidity, where community will be driving everything. Community will be providing liquidity and taking liquidity, so everything is governed by the community. Now APY is the annual percentage yield. So most of the times, as I said previously, when you're staking something on the ecosystem, you will be giving the interest rate. You will be given the interest rate, right? So this is basically measured in terms of APY, annual percentage yield. Like how much am I earning on this per annum, mostly, right? And the collateral. Collateral is basically it is a regular financial term that we use now, being adopted into DeFi. So collateral, collateral is basically a bond, or some insurance, or what do you call? It's like collateralizing something is like pegging it to get a loan, locking your own property, whatever it is, whether it's your document, whether it's your educational certificates that you lock to get a loan, whether it's your car documents to get a loan, or your house to home documents or land documents. You basically lock it to get a loan from the bank, right? Same way, that is called collateralization. So basically collateralizing them to get amount on an interest, that is called collateral. DAO, as we said, is decentralized autonomous organizations right now, where there is no central authority, but everything, every decision and everything will be governed by the community itself. So that is DAO. Liquidity pools, we discussed it about it already, where so rather than matching one-on-one to borrowers and lenders, all the lenders will be adding their amount to the liquidity pool, and whoever wants to borrow will be borrowing from the same pool. And liquidity mining is basically again the same. Adding liquidity to an ecosystem is called liquidity mining. Yield farming is again it's almost the same, where we spoke about annual percentage yield, right? So what is yield? Yield is basically the interest or the passive income that you are generating out of contributing something to the ecosystem, like contributing to that DAO or whatever. So if you are generating that yield by locking or by doing any task or whatever in the ecosystem, you are basically yield farming, right? Now, TVL and or TLB, what is it? Total. So this is a very, very important term when it comes to DeFi. TVL is basically total value locked. That is how much amount is being locked in that particular ecosystem, like in that liquidity pool, how much is being staked in that ecosystem. Almost like 5 to 6 billion around is being locked in Maker or Curve or Compound, almost around that. So how much so when you are looking into a product, or when you want to get into DeFi space for lending or borrowing or understanding, there are of course yeah. Hello.
Yeah, just a second. Huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I can continue. I just going through that, waiting list, nothing else. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So TVL. So if, as I said, there are a lot of protocols out there to earn passive income on cryptocurrencies. So we have TVLs. Maker, Aave, Compound, Curve, Curve Finance, and a lot of things. Now, how do you decide where you can get the best value of money? You have certain metrics to look into to understand that. One of that is APYs. One of that is the yield that you're APY. The second is TVL. So how much is being locked in that ecosystem, and what is the potential that this particular ecosystem have? And say, for example, what is the important metric that we look into when we are investing on a coin? Market cap, circulating supply, right? These are the two things, part of price. Keeping it aside, two major factors that one has to look into when they are investing in any product is, first is circulating supply, where the total number circulating supply is basically the total number of tokens that are being circulated in the ecosystem. The second is market cap. Same way in DeFi, TVL is one important metric that we need to look into, where it is total value locked or total locked value. That is basically how much amount is being locked or being staked in the liquidity pool. So ROI, before getting into return of investment, again, so how much ROI is this particular protocol giving people? Average ROI to understand return of investment. If I put 100 rupees into it, how much percentage am I getting it in the next 1 month or 2 months or 1 year? Similar to APY. Now, the most important and the most happening thing right now in crypto or in the DeFi space is flash loans, which is introduced by Aave protocol. Sorry. So, which is being introduced by Aave protocol. Flash loans are, so this is basically, you can, so according to me, how I understood is, it is similar to the microfinancing models out there right now. So we spoke about the collateral loans, right? Collateralizing some asset to get a loan. Flash loans is basically non-collateral loans. So for getting a flash loan, you don't need to pay or you lock anything or sign something to get a loan. That is called flash loan. It's more like a existing microfinance model, something close to that. So where people need not have collateralize anything for getting a loan, but because there is no collateral, you will be paying more interest over there. Now in flash loans, again, in the same way, because you'll be paying more interest. Whoever is adding funds to the flash loans or whoever is contributing to the liquidity of the flash loans will be getting more liquidity, but they are equally risky as well. Right now, most important terms. So these are all the terms that we use commonly in DeFi. There are some more important terms. So we need to talk about slippage, liquidation, and impermanent losses. Now, what is being liquidated? Say in case if you have seen the derivatives market, whether it's options or mostly futures. So every time you get into a contract, like futures contract, there will be a liquidation price where depending on the leverage you take, this liquidation price will be decided. In case if you hit that price, you are being liquidated, which means your money is all lost. Same way, even in DeFi or even in lending and borrowing, you have a liquidation price where in case if that particular coin's price get to that particular level, you'll be losing your money. So why I put them in bold is these are all the risks that are being involved getting into DeFi space. Like it's not a cakewalk completely, and it's all not roses out there. These are all thrones that we need to deal with when we are getting into DeFi. Okay, liquidation is one of this thing, and slippage. Most of you would have known. So in extremely volatile markets or something, when you're trading or when you're lending or borrowing or whatever, there will be some price difference between the price at which you enter and the exact market price at that point. So which will vary between 0.5 to 2%, and in fact in DEX it sometimes goes to 5-6% or even more. So that is the slippage loss that people need to incur, or the or one of the risks that is involved in DeFi. Another is impermanent losses. Now, what are impermanent losses? So so as we discussed, we'll be adding two pairs, like two coins into the pool. Right, so one of the coins price, if it is decreasing or with respect to the other, and if there is a lot of volatility, there is basically some relation or the equation that governs that. In case if the price of the coin goes down, and if the lending and borrowing still happens on that, sometimes you will be getting less than what you added to the pool. Of course, when compared to the trading, or when compared to derivatives market on crypto, when compared to all the other things, adding liquidity or yield farming is one of the safest ways, or to earn income with very little risk. But please have a note of the slippage, getting liquidated, or impermanent losses that you need to incur when you are adding your liquidity. So this is the basic language that we use on liquidity, that we use in DeFi.